Welcome to the fastest daf in town. Today on Masechtas Bava Batra daf Kuf Nun Ches. We're going to begin on Kuf Nun Ches Amud Aleph by the Mishnah. This short Amud says the Masnisa Nafal Habayis Alav V'Al Ishto. So this is comparable to yesterday's daf when there are two people that are in a house and it collapses. Depending on who dies first, will depend on who will be the one who will inherit. So here we have the person who died, Val Ishto, and his wife died. So the question is, who died first, the husband or the wife? And the Rashbam points out, there's no kids involved. So Yarshe Habal Oimrim, so the ones who are inheritors of the husband will say, the Isha Mesa Rishon or Rishona, that the woman died first. Why? So since the woman died, so first, even like a few seconds later, maybe he died, but since she died first, now he inherits all of her things. And then once he inherits all of her things, now he dies, so they get not only his stuff, but also hers as well. Yachach mes habal. Yarsh isha imrim, the yarshim of the woman will say that bal mes rishon, so that's no question. The possessions of the husband belong to the yarshi habal. But if the husband died first, so therefore whatever the woman had remains hers. And therefore, after she dies, and then afterwards the woman died. So basically this is the whole question. So Beis Shammai Omrim Yachloku, which is what we saw in yesterday's daf as well. Beis Shammai holds you just split it right down the middle. And unlike over there, where we said there's a whole question, is it in something motzimidi vadai, but since it was a balchoiv, we're talking about over there was a balchoiv, so we say kol oimid ligvos kigavidami, and that's the machlokes Beis Shammai's Hillel. Here, the reason why Beis Shammai says yachloku is that we just have a case of it's a moment multiple suffix, like the din of sumchus, that we just split it up over there because we're not sure. So that's the shita of the Beis Shammai. Beis Shammai Yomrim Yachlok. Beis Hillel Oimrim, it depends. Nechasim b'cheskosin. The chasim should stay in their proper place. Now, what does that mean? So ksuba b'cheskas yarshi habal. When it comes to the ksuba, then it should go into. As you look at the Rashbam, Beis Shammai Yomrim Yachlok. Shari Mammon multiple suffix. Who? Okay, Beis Shammai b'yavamas v'chayletz. The ksuba will plead Beis Shammai ela shaira. Maybe Beis Shammai doesn't argue about the ksuba itself. Okay, so Beis Hillel says we put everything in chazaka. So the ksuba is b'cheskas yarshi habal. Says the Rashbam. Ksuba is b'cheskas yarshi habal. Why? V'hani nechasim dekami Beis Hillel he nixi tzayin barzel. It's referring to the tzayin barzel. It doesn't mean the ksuba. It means things that are written in the ksuba, which are the tzayin barzel, the properties that she brings into the marriage, in which is written into the ksuba, and therefore he has to reimburse her no matter what it is, even if it goes up or down in value based on what it was at the time of the ksuba. It's like tzayin barzel. It's like iron. It doesn't change. That's why it says im pichasu loy v'im hosiru loy. Okay, uksuva. However, that's when it comes to scuba cheskas yarshi abal, because that's considered like his, because he's the one basically is in charge of it. When it comes to again nixi tzayin barzel. Okay, and therefore if it goes up or down, and it doesn't make it's on him. He has to pay back whatever it was at the time of the ksuba. Nechasim ha-nechnasim ha-yoitzinima, which is another way of saying the nechsim alug, which is not written in the ksuba, so b'cheskas yarshe av. Then it falls under the category of the yarshe ha'av. Says Rashbam, why her father? Shemiyavia bo'olah, because she got it from her father, right? Her father gave her lands. So the lands which are nechasim, which are considered to be tzayin barzel, so it belongs to the husband. There's a chazaka that was the husband's. And the land in which was Nixi Malug is connected to her father and not to the husband. Okay, let's look at question 9. Nafal habayis alav el ishto yeshabal oimrim isha meiseri shen yershisha. This beisol oimrim nechasim b'cheskasan be'elu nechasim mayri u'b'cheskas miheim. So we're talking about nichsei tzayin barzel, and we're going to see in the Gemara it's a machlokus ib'cheskas yarshi habal o isha o yachloku. So actually by tzayin barzel it's not so clear. But by Nichsei Malug, there's no question that Beis Hillel holds that it goes to the Yarshia Av. Okay, we'll have to understand what does it mean, Nechasim Beches Kasan. Okay, so, fine. And the Ksuva, actually, I may not have read this properly. So let's read this again. The Chasim Beches Kasan, that's referring to the Tzayin Barzel. That we don't know what that means. The Ksuba, says Rashbam, the Mana Masayma Tosefis of the Ksuba, in that case, those things go to the Yarshe Habal. Why? Shemamaman Habal royally nasin law. Because they're the ones that have to give this to her. Hilkach Masavik Lo Tetzienu Mecheskas Habal Mecheskas Yarshim. Because they're the ones that have the money now, so they have the chazaka on the mana, masayim, the taisefas, whatever's written in the ksuba. So anything which is connected to her, me paying her, that is something in which is connected to the husband, because he has to give it to her when the ksuba is due, if you will. However, when it comes to nichsei malug, the wife's father gets it. Again, the question is, when it comes to Nichsei Tzayin Barzel, what you're going to see now. Kuf Nun Chesam and Beis. So, B'cheskas mi, this is what we were asking. When it comes to the Chasim of the Tzayin Barzel, who gets it? So it's a three-way machlokus. Rav Yochanan B'cheskas Yarshi Abal. It goes to the Yarshi Abal, which is how I understood it at first, because it's like he's responsible. It goes up or down. It says Rashbam Shim Pichas U'Pichas Loi Yim Hasir Hasiru Loi. V'yochel hoyel marchor, and he could even sell it. Hilkach lo dami lo nichsei malug. Nichsei tzayin barzel is not like the nichsei malug at all. He has more ownership of it. It actually goes to the Yarshia Isha, and according to Rav Shimon ben Lakish, Mishum bar kapara oimer yachloku could be divided up. L'chein tani bar kapara hoyel v'halol boin lirash v'halol boin lirash yachloku. It says they're both coming for a Yerusha, so therefore because of that, they say yachloku. Says Rashbam, "B'haidi kamri damri beis hill nechasim b'cheskasan hainu b'cheskas shnehem v'yachloku," and therefore it's divided up. So again, question 9, when it says nechaskim b'cheskasan, that's referring to the Tzayin Barzel. It is a three-way machlokus. Is the yachloku? Is it going to the Yarshe Isha? Is it going to the Yarshe Habal? Okay, let's slow down for a second. Question TA22. It's got to be the same question. Let's see. Kuf nun ches. Nafol habayis olav el ishto beisol ermin mechas b'cheskasan be'el nechasam ayri b'cheskas mi. It's exactly the same question. We're talking about, this is TA22. This is nechasim tzayin nichsei tzayin barzel. And the question is, who does it go to? So again, we have this three-way machlokas. That's TA22. TB, probably the same thing. Nafal habayas olav el ish v'yisol ermin nechas b'cheskasan. So this is what he wrote. B'cheskas mi nichsei tzayin barzel das beis hill mahadin nichsei malug l'shi tasam. So gimel shitas l'inyan tzayin barzel o b'cheskas yarshi abal cheskas yarshi ishtay o yachloku nichsei malug chayzel yarshi ha ishtay ha abba shala, her father. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Kuf nun, and that was kuf nun ches. Okay. Kuf nun ches. Question TB23, and that's about it. So let's see the next Mishnah. TB23. Okay. Says Masdisen. Nafal habayis alav el imai. So now again you have two people, not the husband and wife that died, but rather it was a person and his wife and his mother. Okay, him and his mother. Says the Rashbam, "Kagain shenafal habayis al Rachel, the house fell on Rachel, which is Eishes Yaakov, the wife of Yaakov, Be'almunusa, as a widow. V'al Yosef, so it fell on Rachel, and V'al Yosef Benah, and Yosef, her son, Rachel's son was Yosef, Benah mi Yaakov. V'lo hayu la'oid ben mi Yaakov. Yaakov didn't have any other kids. V'lo mi ishacher, not from anyone else. So, what is the din? You basically have this child Yosef, and you have the mother Rachel. So, what do we do? So, Elu Moedim, in this case, everyone agrees, Shiachloku, says Rashbam, both the child and the mother are, they died, their Yarshim are exactly that. Shehuchsaka behen isha lavada, bechayeha be'amanusa blobal, because there's no husband in this picture. She's already a widow, and the question is she a Yarish, right? Or is the child a Yarish? So v'lo dami l'nafal habayas olav yal aviv. It's not like the case before where it falls on a person and his father. So he said in that case the son owed money. So one is one who's supposed to maybe get it because of the Yerusha, one who's supposed to get because of a Balchayv. So therefore that's why that's a distinction. They have different qualities. And therefore maybe there's a machlokus over there. We say maybe in Savim Motzmi Vadai, and again we say Kol Meligvos Govagami. First wide line. Avohacha says Rashbam, Kol Nechasim Huksa Behen Ukanasim Achar Mais Bala. Right? Only when she doesn't have another son we're talking about. Va'avid Kayach Bala Schus Mehen. Kivan Sheshnein Boim V'Cheskas Yerusha. Both the mother Rachel and Yosef are coming to inherit those relatives of them. It's a case of a suffix and a suffix, and therefore everything is divided up. Says the Rashbam further, Kagon, Rachel. Let's say Rachel has two kids, Yosef mi Yaakov, and Binyamin Benah mi Ishacher. Let's say she actually has two kids, Yosef and Binyamin, but they come from different fathers. Shu'achi Yosef mi Imoi. So these two brothers are maternal brothers. They don't have the same father. Reuven ben Yaakov Leah, and you have Reuven ben Yaakov from Leah. Oimer Rachel Mesa Tchila. They say that Rachel died first. V'yarish Yosef Chatzi Nechaseha, and he should get half. V'yatah Chatzi, and you the other half. V'yachachach Meis Yosef. Then Yosef dies. V'yirashti Chelkai Ubinyamin Oimer Loki. That's not happened. That's not what happened. El Yosef Meis Chil. He died first. V'yachach Meis Imi. Then my mother. V'yirashti Kol Nechasem El Sois Nishalti Miraboisai. So in that case, it's a little bit more difficult because in that case, it's I should get half or I should get the whole thing. The Yomer Ani She'enu Ruveni Kan Klum Mishum Dahavi Binyamin Yorish Vadai, but mix us Ruven Suffolk. Here it's in Suffolk Maitzimidi Vadai. Ayin the Rashbam. Okay, so with that said, everyone hold Yachloku. Amr Rabbi Kiva Maidani Bazu Shenachaskan Becheskasan. Actually, Rabbi Kiva says, no, I actually hold in this case that the Nechasim should be Becheskasan. Now, what exactly does that mean? Like we said before, is not so clear. Armula ben Azai al Chalukin anu mitztarin. We were upset when there was a machloikis el shabasal chakalenos of Ashavin. Now everyone's agreeing, and then all of a sudden you're going to start arguing. Says Rashbam, the Beisham is hil el on mitztarin al shalosh v'lodas achas. It was said they couldn't reach a concluding thought. They argued. So why now do you want to start creating machlokes when it seems like everyone's agreeing in this case? Okay. So again, the question is becheskes mi. Based on the sheet of Rabbi Kiva, he says that these nechasim between the child and the mother should go to the chazaka. So what does that mean? Rabbi Yomi Omer becheskes yarshaim. It should go to the inheritors of the mother. Rav Zer Omer becheskes yarshaim ben. Rav Zer disagrees and says no, it should go to the heirs of the child. So it's not clear what he means. Ki sol Rabbi Zera, obviously he can't mean Yachloku because the Mishnah says that everyone holds Yachloku and he says no. So there actually is a three-way machlokas again. How does it work? Rabbi Zera omer b'cheskas Yoshia ben. So Ki sol Rabbi Zera, when Zera got up, he said that it goes to the children, the son, or in this case Yosef's heirs. Kam b'shitase the Rabbi Yulah. He's getting up in accordance to his shita. The Rabbi Yulah come Rabba b'shitase the Rabbi Zera. And Rabbi Yulah is getting up in the name of the shita Rav Zera. Rav Zera shmami na avir Eretz Yisrael machem. We can see from here that the land of Eretz Yisrael can make a person smart. What exactly is that referring to? What exactly just happened there? Says the Rashbam, Shemisha'alti Eretz Yisrael, because when he went up to Eretz Yisrael, Nasatis Libi Latses Mishitasi, Rishayna, he left his original thought process, V'lamad al Amitas Devarim, and he was able to reach a concluding thought. V'taimamai, and what is the whole reason that Rav Zera retracted? When Rav Zera initially said it's Mecheskas Yarshi Haben, and then later on when Rav Zera went up to Eretz Yisrael, he ended up changing to the shita of Rabbi Yulah. And again, come Rabba b'shita to Rav Zera. So why did he change his mind? So that all of a sudden he holds that it should be Cheskas Yarshi Ha'em, should go to the mother. So Omer Bai Hoyel uV'Huchsaka Nachal Ba'Oisa Shevet, because there's a chazaka of the mother's shevet. What is that referring to? Says the Rashbam, the shevet of the mother. Okay, and therefore for that reason, that's why it should go to the Yarshi Ha'em. Question number. We're actually going to stop there, believe it or not. Question 10. Nafal Abayas Alavi al Imoy Be'al Manusoi Ve'in Ben Acher. There's no other kids, such as Rachel and Yosef. So Miu HaMuchsik Umaskana. Who is the one who's Muchsik? And what's the reason? So we say that this is considered the Cheskas Yarshi Ha'em, that the person who is Muchsik is not the child's heirs, but rather the mother's. Simply because these possessions were brought in from the mother. So therefore, since it came in the reshus of her family, so therefore it stands to reason that in this case, it should go to her heirs. Okay. Nothing on TA. Adkan.